So I had no idea that we was gonna get another shade assassin down in Huntsville tonight. Baby, when I tell you they can just go ahead and give me Marques and Mel on this screen. Because Marques is something else, child. I don't know if he's something good or something bad. But him and Mel did it for me this episode. I also learned, Martell, you was mad about them calling out your trout mouth trick. That's what you was mad about, exactly. And Tisha, backseat Bessemer, I know you didn't mention a male name. Did you? Why did y'all edit that out? Or is Martell a lying ass bitch? Because did y'all peep that he said that both Tisha and Marsau mentioned Mel's name and y'all didn't stand on business when Mel came down there to your little smoke shop? It was a lot going on tonight. And did y'all peep Tisha hating when Mel came into black? It's a lot of shit to talk about. Welcome back, Fred. Exactly. Welcome back. Happy Saturday. I'm not sure if y'all finna go and have y'all a cocktail. You do whatever you gonna do, because we finna talk about Love and Marriage Huntsville before I go out and enjoy my life. I was gonna go live. I'm sorry I didn't go live, y'all. I tried to, but it was messing up the orientations. I was just like, fuck that. Let me just say all I need to say. So I'm sorry, friend. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like this video. You might as well get you a look. Exactly. I'm drinking. I could be drinking water or reposado. What do y'all think? I'm about to spit this up. Anyway, like I said, make sure y'all let's talk about this shit. Did y'all peep in the clip for the damn next week? Did y'all peep Kimmi hating with her fucking Jerry curl her wearing ass? I told y'all, for those of y'all who didn't see the clip, I talked about her talking about how Mel always trying to find out who cheating or something. Bitch, she ain't gotta look for her. Apparently you the one who have to look for her. You the one who have to go to the job to see if he fell asleep at work when he getting locked up. But I digress. Let's talk. We gonna talk about the episode. I'm gonna make this real quick. But this shit was kind of good. This is a good episode, girl. So we get back. We pick up where we left off. Mel and Trish in their damn coffee shop talking. And of course, Mel is eating this bitch up like a Lunchable. Mel like, crackers, turkey, cheese. Doesn't this come with an Oreo? She eating this bitch up. Right, so she talking to her about basically, if you knew that this narrative was going around, why didn't you tell me about what the fuck was being said about you and Martell before you came on my trip? And here go Trish with them tight teeth. Well, I guess I should have said something. Girl, get the fuck out of here. Trish, I don't know how Melody sat there and talked to her that long or whatever. Mel was like, I'm more concerned with why your friend sat there and called you a liar in front of me, in front of people that you don't know and all of that. And she right. On the girls trip, I was wondering, why did Stormy and them throw her under the bus at the beginning of the conversation? Stormy, ain't that your friend? Why did y'all throw her under the bus? And it wasn't on Mel. So Mel was like, it's because them hoes wanted to trigger me and they didn't. And that's what it was. Because remember, Stormy was just getting into it with Mel. And Mel was, being quiet and shit. So she figured, okay, let me bring this shit up about Trish, Tisha and them. Tisha's still that messy bitch. And we realized that tonight. But I digress. Anyway, so Mel was basically telling Trish, you need to really be watching out for your friends, because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck about Martell. That shit happened in the past, but your friends messy as a motherfucker because they was throwing you under the bus. Anyway, so what else was they talking about? Mel was just telling her like, girl, I really don't give a fuck, after she, got done drilling her and making her look stupid and shit. Trish go get in that damn confessional though and say, I don't know. Mel say she don't care, but if you don't care, then why you asking me 100 questions and shit? First of all, bitch, you ain't had that energy when you was sitting in front of Mel. You barely could look up at her. So don't get in the confessional and act like just because you got on that gladiator dress looking like Sister Act 2 and shit, bitch. Don't get in no confessional acting like you tough and shit, because at the table, you barely could look up in my face. If I was on reality TV, It'll be crazy. A girl will be having a confessional, and next thing you know, I'll come out the blue. Bitch, you did not have that same energy at the table with Mel. So don't get in a confessional talking about some, well, if Melody didn't care, then why was she questioning me? She just wanted to see if you was a lying ass bitch and if you could stand on 10 toes. And apparently you couldn't because you didn't have that energy in her face. Fuck Trish. Anyway, let's move on. So then we go see Nell and Chris, right? So Nell and Chris is at Chris' new brokerage that he building up in North Huntsville. Remember when he was with Marsau, he said he was opening up a brokerage or whatever. And apparently all of them grew up there. Nell looked so cute. Nell looked cute in this episode in that little thing. I know y'all don't like Nell, and I think Nell is a fake bitch, and I'm gonna point it out later on when I talk about it. But she looks cute in her little jumpsuit with her little bow or whatever. I thought she looked real adorable. In comes Martell. I noticed that Nell was kind of touchy-feely with Martell, talking about some, oh, you always looking good. And did y'all peep when she like grabbed his pants leg or something? Nell, what was that about? Nell's face literally lit up when Martell came in there. I don't trust Nell. I don't trust Nell. Anyway, so Chris brings up, Martell said he was out in the area because somebody was like staging one of the houses he was building or something. I don't know. So Chris brings up, he brings up Marsau. And he like, man, that was wild. Y'all was tripping, da-da-da-da. Miss Nell was adamant about him, how he shouldn't have brung up Tisha. In this instance, Miss Nell defended Tisha more than she ever defended Mel. What's that about, bitch? I noticed that. She kept saying to Martell, like, you shouldn't have brung Tisha up. Like, but you wasn't defending Mel when she sent him to jail. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. So when Miss Nell kept saying to Martell, like, you shouldn't have brung Tisha up, Martell gonna say, I brung her up because Tisha brought Mel up. Why the fuck was that edited out? And even though Martell is a lying, bald-headed bitch on birth control, we know this. If they edited out all of the shit about Marsau calling the boys' names Martell slept with allegedly, so Tisha told us that Marsau brought up a whole bunch of names of the boys that Martell slept with. Not Tisha, Destiny on Mental Mondays, I told y'all about that. She said that in that scene, they brought up a whole bunch of other girls' names that was cut out. So to me, it's likely to believe that Tisha might have chimed in and shit. And you know how Carlos King them is. They protect poor Tisha and play her out to be the victim or whatever. So it looked like Martell was just attacking Tisha for no reason. But Martell also said he was attacking me and my baby mamas. All 5 of them. He specifically said all 5 of them. So you got mad because Marsau was bringing up coleslaw. I told y'all when he said shareable pass around, he must have been mentioning coleslaw and Ariane early on in the argument. And then they just, like cut it out and shit. But y'all didn't say whether or not Tisha mentioned Mel. Do y'all think Tisha mentioned Mel's name too? Do y'all think that Tisha mentioned Mel's name? I would probably 70% think Tisha mentioned Mel's name had not seen the rest of this episode. And I'm going to tell y'all what I'm talking about. I'm going to tell y'all what I'm talking about, friend. Make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe. Anyway, child. So they talking about all that. Martell like, I don't give a... Chris asked him like, so you think it's Marsau's fault? He was like, well, he was talking shit about me and brung up my baby mothers and shit. So, yeah, I took it there with Tisha. And he was like, and I'm not apologizing. And I'm standing on business. Standing on business. He probably likes saucy anyway. Anyway, so that's how that ended or whatever. But at the end, Martell gonna say, I think Melody should know. He is such a gossip girl. You know what? He might be a messy bottom. Martell might be a messy bottom, child. Because he was like, and I thought Mel should know. So I text my baby mama and I told her that shit them bitches was talking about. Anyway, so Martell saying like, hey, and I told Mel, and what, bitch? Martell is standing on business. Now, if Tasha K, I'm going to keep my ear to the streets, y'all. I might bite the bullet and go over to Tasha K website and see what she talking about with the side chick. Martell allegedly gave her some information. Y'all know the story. So we go see. But what we did learn is that Martell, you really got triggered and started acting a damn fool because he mentioned coleslaw. Because they talk about Mel all the time, every day, all day. You really got mad because he was talking about coleslaw being a hoe. Exactly. So then we get Ken. Ken goes over to this little bar, and the bar is called Wicked. Wicked is the name of his podcast that I was telling y'all about. Ken starting a podcast, and his friend Will that he introduces, that's the dude who's gonna be on the podcast with him. Sidebar. Interjection, please. Remember when I'm sorry, friend. Y'all know I'm silly. Remember when I told y'all I was on Ken page and he get on my nerves, and I went over to his friend page because he was fine? Girl, so needless to say, I done seen Will's Facebook, Instagram, and all of the things. Because he looked like my ex-boyfriend. Exactly. Anyway, so Ken and Will meet up. He said they've been friends for a long time. I told y'all they doing a podcast together. It look like they always kicking it and shit. So this is his real friend. He telling him about Trish, of course. She getting ready to get a divorce. They've been together for 2 years without the divorce. And he basically saying if they sign the divorce papers, that he gonna hurry up and buy a ring and shit. So the dude, Will, is looking like a little skeptical, like, yeah, whatever, nigga. So is Ken flexing in front of too? Because Will was looking like, nigga, you full of shit. That was the vibes he was giving. Anyway, so they start talking about Marques, talking about how Marques is off the handle. He gonna be coming to the little barbecue thing. He said he emotional. He's not mentally stable. So that's crazy that if you know this dude is emotional and not mentally stable, I wonder what Marques' sign is. I think he might be like an Aquarius or a Cancer or something. Y'all, I'm gonna find out what Marques' sign is. Anyway, but if you know that about Marques, why do you keep antagonizing this man on the Facebook and shit like that? What? Because you got a whole bunch of big ass butt friends. Speaking of friends, did y'all see them three random dudes in the back at the bar looking dead at the camera? I was like, what's up with them three blind mice in the back, girl? Y'all gotta go back and watch it again in the morning. Watch after y'all like this video. Watch it again tonight or in the morning, child, and then come back. Y'all go peep it all. Anyway, girl. So he was asking, do we think Ken is jealous of him and the kids? Ken was like, yeah, he mad because I take care of the kids. I done took them on trips and all of that other shit. And that is rightfully so. But the dude Will gonna say, before you have a conversation, because they was talking about Ken and Marques having another conversation. He said, before you have a conversation with him, you should go up to Trish and tell her that if it don't work this time, this gonna be the last time, and I'm gonna have to cut some shit off. No, ho, you can't cut shit off. You signed up to be in them kids' life. Marques is in your life forever. As long as you living under the same roof as his biological kids, you and Ken are connected together forever. So you gotta consider that when you sign up for that shit. Good, bad, ugly, you always gonna have to deal with him in some form. That's why I don't understand when girls be like, I'm not gonna deal with the baby mama. You might not have to deal with her directly, but she's gonna be a part of your life as long as you with that man. So you need to consider that when you sign up for that shit. Don't start complaining later. It's the other person's problem to mitigate, the relationship. Anyway, I was like, Will cute, but don't listen to him. He seemed like an airhead, just like Ken. Exactly, because who the fuck is you to go to Trish and say, this the last time? The last time of what? Girl, Marques ain't going no. Marques ain't going nowhere. Marques is not going anywhere. Watch, baby. Anyway, let's move on. We're going to get to that part. So we see Trisha and Destiny. Destiny goes over to Trish's house. We know that Trish trained Destiny, so they familiar with each other. But Destiny was one of them friends who fronted her out about lying too. Destiny is one of them fake ass friends that Mel was telling you about, who fronted you out on the trip. But I digress. What I will say is Destiny looked cute with this black hair when she went over to Trish's house. She looked cute. Destiny, stick to that black hair and burn them blonde wigs, bitch. Some shit, you gotta know what works for you and just keep moving with what works for you. Because the blonde is trash. Destiny looked cute in her black. Anyway, so as soon as Destiny get there, the damn notary get there. And she want to sign the divorce papers. This was such a scene. It was, Destiny like, why would you do this now? Girl, you want everybody to know that you finally signed those divorce papers. Is that why you told Mel that was the first shit you told Mel when she came to the barbecue? Anyway, so Trish is signing the divorce papers. Destiny sitting there looking like, doo, 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 doo. That bitch like, doo, doo, doo. She like, what the fuck am I here for? Why am I here? So Destiny was looking real awkward and shit because it was awkward. Then Trish gets done signing the divorce papers and she was like, should I cry happy tears? Should I cry sad tears? Da, 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 da. She was being real awkward about it after it. You know what I'm saying? She said she was excited and I don't know. Even Destiny was giving her the side eye. Destiny looked like, she do look like a Tweety bird, like with them big old eyes. Anyway, but Destiny was giving her the eye that I'm giving her. Like, bitch, is you really happy or are you trying to play like you happy? You know what I'm saying? And she said, I've been thinking about this for 2 years. So now I finally had to make a decision. So that whole time you was with Ken, you wasn't for sure that you wanted to divorce Marques. That's why you was mad when Marques came with those divorce papers in that scene. And you trying to front like we ain't know. You was still thinking about it. And even Ken said to his friend, he said every time she gets some resistance, she retreats. About when they talk about the divorce, he said every time she gets some resistance, she retreats. That's because she don't really want the divorce. I don't think, if Marques wouldn't have made a point to bring the divorce papers and put it on film and stuff, I don't think Trish would have ever followed through with the divorce. Even in this scene, you could tell she wasn't ready. She was fronting, but she wasn't ready. And Destiny kept telling her, like, no, you're going to grieve this. And she was like, no, it's been 2 years. Da, da, da. Destiny like, okay, bitch. I keep telling your dirty ass. But Destiny, I don't want to hear none of that shit, bitch, because we didn't even know about your divorce until a month afterwards. We still don't know what happened. So, exactly, whatever. So then we get to this scene. Hold on. So tell me, do y'all think that Trish would have got that divorce if Marques wouldn't have brung them divorce papers? Because that's what it's giving. She seemed like she wasn't 100% sure. And I think Destiny peeped it. You know what? This is the first episode that Destiny has been the least deplorable in a long time, right? I ain't got nothing bad to say about this bitch this episode. I ain't got nothing bad to say. Okay. Anyway, tell me if y'all think that Trish would have got that divorce if it wasn't for the show. Exactly. And then Destiny was asking her about the marriage shit or whatever. And she was like, nah, I ain't in no rush now. She was like, I know Ken, but I don't know Ken. The fact that she was saying she know Ken, but she still want to check it out and some shit. You already live with him and got him being close to your daughter and your kids. If you don't know him well enough to marry him and you still want to see about some shit, why do you feel safe enough to have this man? I don't know. Trish is a different kind for me. I don't know. Anyway, let's move on, child. So we get to Tisha and Marsau. I think they had black. Was they had black, y'all? It looked like a little cigar shop or something. So Tisha comes in. They must have filmed all of this in like close proximity because Tisha had on these braids in every scene lately. On the trip, when she was with Mel at the ring store, and she still got these braids in. Tisha, these braids look a little rough, poo-poo. But she got them redone because I told y'all she got some new braids in her new Instagram post. Some braids that look like Mel's from the girls trip. You know she copied on her. Nah, okay. So then we get Tisha and Marsau, right? I guess they meeting up for a little date night, drink, whatever. Tisha started talking about her son graduation pictures. She said, when I get done, I got to get his graduation pictures. Marsau like, okay, tell me shit like that or something. How the fuck you don't know that your son got his graduation pictures coming up? Or I don't know. I think parents, even though you far removed, like most men, they working, but you should know big shit like that. Anyway, that just, right, are y'all still separated? Do y'all live in the same house? Because I'm assuming if you lived in the same house, you know that your son finna take graduation pictures and he asking dad what watch, what suit, you know, something. Tisha seemed like a single married mother. You know what I'm saying? Like she do it all. Shout out to Tisha for being a good mama, but I'm finna curse this bitch out. Look. So, after they start talking about the son, Marsau said, Marsau said, yeah, so Mel hit me up. Mel hit you up. As soon as he said Mel hit me up, Tisha was like, Mel hit you up. Like, what? It was like immediate or whatever. She said, Mel hit you up. And then, so Martell was like, yeah. Marsau was like, yeah, Mel hit me up. She want to stop by, da-da-da-da-da. Tisha immediately had the stank face. Teabaggers, come to the front. Come to the front, friend. Because, you know, I still fuck with y'all. But you teabaggers, the way Tisha just embarrassed the Scots on that Monday, and the way she was looking right now, you cannot pay me to believe this girl is not jealous of Mel. As soon as he said, Mel hit me up, she said, Mel hit you up. And then he was like, so what's the status of you and Mel relationship? She like, we cordial. I speak to the bitch. That was the energy that Tisha was giving. Then Mel walks in with her little pink suit on. Mel looked cute in her little pink suit. Tisha hugs Mel and she like, oh, I like that pink. She like, oh, I like that pink. Mel like, yeah, I like your lips. Marsau greets Mel. This is Mel and Marsau. Tisha is behind them and she looking, she could drill a hole through Martell's head. The way she was staring at, Marsau. The way she was staring at Marsau, you notice like if you looking at your man interacting with another woman, that bitch was looking at Marsau like, go back and watch the episode, friend. Teabaggers, y'all need to come to the front. Why was Tisha being hate? Well, Tisha was being she had some hateration in her system. When Mel walked in, notice the way she looked at Marsau. Her little stank face, exactly. Anyway, girl, so Mel, they go sit down and shit. Before that, Tisha go say, yeah, if Mel coming, you know she got something to get off her chest. Which she do, exactly. Marsau gonna say, every time me and Mel meet, it always end on a good note. I always leave happy. He be saying stuff to put Tisha on. Marsau, first of all, baby, we know you be happy when you see Mel. We know, and then they flash back to some of Marsau and Mel meetups. The last time it looked like he was staring at her walking away, girl, and he had a single tear drop down his eye. Like, damn, I wish that was my wife. Girl, that is so funny. And that just goes to show you that's the type of shit Marsau like. Because every time you meet with Mel check the dog shit out of you. She put you on blast for being bankrupt. She just always check you. And he talking about some shit. Every time me and Mel leave, girl, anyway. So they sit down and shit. Mel like, I just basically came to say Martell texted her and she read the text. He said that he got into it with y'all during the field day. And both of you, he said both of y'all were saying some degrading things about me. Here go Marsau. I ain't say no, I I ain't say nothing, Mel. I ain't say nothing. Tisha was like, no, you did say that one thing. And then Marsau, which he probably thinking, Big O is always fucking up. Big obstacle is always fucking up. Marsau was getting ready to lie his way out of this. But Tisha brought it up, so Marsau was like, yeah, I did say, the only time is when Martell called me and be saying, you know, I'm trying to sleep with Mel or Mel trying to sleep with me. Ho, you ain't say that. Ho, you ain't say that. I don't like the way he was playing that Mel face, because when she go back and roll that beautiful bean footage, she gonna see that he was talking about Mel trying to give him some head, trying to give him some awesome jossom. You wasn't talking about, oh, and we were gonna have sexual relations one day. Nah, ho. You see how they just lied that quick? The Scotts cannot stand on business. So y'all knew Mel was coming. There was some kids in the principal office as well. Y'all can't even stand on business. Anyway, so they played it off and lied. Mel just took their word for it. I wonder how Mel gonna react once she actually heard what he said about her. And if they gonna show her, she an executive producer. I wonder if she gonna see whether or not Tisha really said something about her. I don't know, child. Anyway, so for the rest of the little time, they was talking about how Martell ain't shit. He's deceitful. Bitch, he wasn't deceitful when y'all was taking his side and going against Mel and calling her evil. I thought Mel was the one with the evil soul. Oh, so now because you a hoe from Bessemer that allegedly was fucking in the back seat with his friend, now he deceitful. The way the Scotts switch sides like this, they can't be trusted either. Now y'all team Mel and y'all on her side. Marsau like, yeah, and I loaned him some money and I gave him some business. And so you mean to tell me after he almost ruined your marriage, said that you had 20 girls, did all of these things, cheated on his wife, called Mel a hoe, did everything and all of these things, you still gave him more business? That's exactly. Y'all don't give a fuck. Y'all just mad because Martell at your neck. Martell is on y'all neck. And I ain't gonna lie, I can't wait to hear what Ariana cousin got to say. I'm sure that hoes of a feather flock together. Exactly. And they probably closer because they, you know, they got the same bloodline. Coleslaw reloaded. Are we gonna get Coleslaw reloaded if Tasha K do an interview with Marsau Electric Mistress? Oh no, y'all, we gonna see. Anyway, so then we get to the damn barbecue. I'm gonna wrap this shit up. Baby, when I tell you I wasn't ready for this, as soon as I see this, I was like, let me go live or let me do this review tonight. Because my little Tinder, as a matter of fact, y'all, while I'm recording this, my phone is on Do Not Disturb. So by the time I get done with this video, a motherfucker might be like, girl, fuck you, I ain't like you anyway. Anyway, listen. We get to the motherfucking barbecue, child. So, first of all, Destiny and Lance show up. I still want to know, is Lance the the new addition of the Huntsville Creep Squad? Lance do all of that posting on social media. Ho, come to the front and tell us whether or not you still married. Clear that shit up. Because you got us thinking that Destiny might be fucking with a dude that's still legally married. You ain't no better than the rest of them motherfuckers. And Destiny, if I was you, even if you don't fuck with him no more, the least you could do is come up here and say, hey, I'm not still married. Destiny wasn't fucking with a married man. Unless she was. Unless she was. But this my thing. Don't bring Lance on this TV and he ain't never gonna say nothing. Why the fuck has Lance been in the last two scenes, the last two episodes, and this man ain't said a motherfucking word? What was the point in bringing him on my screen? Exactly. I know he can talk. Anyway, so the Fletchers and the Scotts come. The Fletchers and the Scotts come. Then Marques come. But everybody there. So Ken family there. Ken fine friend Will there. That man... Ken friend, the tall dude with the white shirt on, he was cute too. Anyway, So everybody there, and like I said, the cast started showing up. Maurice and Kimmi there. Everybody there. Marsau and Tisha didn't come. I wonder why Marsau and Tisha didn't come. I don't. Why I think Marsau and Tisha ain't come? They didn't want to see more. I don't know. Anyway, Destiny did. Oh, Destiny was there. Stormy didn't come, and ain't they close? Ain't Stormy, Ken, and Courtney them close? Even if y'all don't want to be on the show no more, I'm shocked that they didn't come to their kids thing. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, girl, so Marques come. And Marques comes with his, I guess one of his cousins or family members or something like that. I noticed when he first got there though, he stopped his daughter while she was coming from getting something to eat, and he had to grab her. That let me know you ain't been around your daughter, because most little girls will run up to their father when they around. I wasn't one of those types of little girls, but most little girls will. She didn't run up to him. She didn't embrace him. Hey, daddy. She didn't even really hug him. He had to make a point to try to get her attention to speak to her. They didn't show us how his son greeted him or whatever, but it seems like him and his son got a close relationship, and probably because he was there during his son's, whole upbringing. I think he about 18. So if he wasn't around for the last 2 to 3 years, pretty much his whole life till he was 16, Marques was around, versus the little girl, you know what I'm saying, daddy left when I was a little younger. But you could tell her reaction that Marques ain't been around her. Or I wonder, just based off the stuff that we hear Trish and Ken say about Marques, I wonder, do they say that type of stuff around that little girl, and that's why that little girl has an attitude like that towards her daddy? And let's not act. We all women, we know that some mamas, even if he not around, we know that some mamas will dog the daddy out in front of the kids, and then the kids don't like the daddy when the daddy try to come back around. But Marques, you shouldn't, you need to be in your kid's life. You know what I'm saying? He came around here with a bunch of shade and acting a damn fool, all because you left your family and now you are looking at the results of the choices that you made. Typical man. You can't deal with the choices that you made, and now it's too late. Anyway, but let's talk about what happened. Girl, the shade assassin comes in. He a green-eyed bandit. This motherfucker. So he is having shots with like a group of people or whatever, and he like shout out to being bigger men and shouts out to our wives, and then he like, oh my bad. How you gonna come to their event and throw shade in their backyard? But I wonder, was this before or after Ken's speech? Because we know they jumbled this up. So I wonder, did Ken do the speech first, and then Marques came with the shots in the shade about our wives? Or was this before and Marques was the one coming in being a messy, tacky, bald-head bitch? Anyway, child, what else? So then he goes, this not funny. This not funny, but girl, then you see Maurice, Lance, and Chris Fletcher, they all in a little huddle with Marques. I don't know if Marques was drinking or something before. He didn't seem drunk, but he just seems a little, a little awkward. Notice he's still talking more than Lance. But he telling them like, yeah, I don't know how to deal with this shit, seeing this whole new family, and this used to be my family. He admits that for like 2 years, Ken been taking care of like the financial load and being there with his kids. So on this hand, you can only be mad at yourself, Marques. You can only be mad at yourself for fucking up. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nobody gonna feel no sympathy for your ass because you the one left them kids with her. You the one left them kids with her. Now, it's Ken and them fault for antagonizing this man and continuing to fuck with him, knowing that he might not be right, and might snap on y'all ass. But this is your fault. But the funny part about it was Chris Fletcher was like, Chris Fletcher was like, you know how how that little meme with them little question marks? Chris Fletcher was like, this our first time meeting him. He was like, this our first time meeting him. Why would he ask us these questions? He was like, we don't even know this nigga. It was giving, I don't know her. Like, I don't know her. Chris Fletcher. And I was thinking, why the fuck would you be at them kids' event talking to Maurice and them out of all the people? Because Maurice might be cheating as we speak with 6 women down there, credit one. But girl, it was just so funny the way Chris Fletcher was like, I don't even know him. He's like, this is awkward. This is weird. And the shit he was saying, like, man, can y'all give me some advice? Shit crazy. Like, what? It's like 2 p.m. on a Saturday, ho. Get a drink and shut the fuck up. So that's what happened. Anyway, so Mel walk in, child. Mel, this braided Mel with the braids, the cornrows, not the singles. Mel walk in. Notice as soon as Mel walked in, Nell was sitting down. Mel was gonna walk clean past that table. She said, "Hi." She said, "You know how Mel." Mel was gonna keep walking right past that table, and then Nell said something. So Mel went over there and gave her a little side hug, like, "Hey, bitch." Y'all not cool, Miss Nell. Miss Nell, you was on this live fronting a few months ago, and I should have drugged you like everybody else drugged you, but I gave you the benefit of the doubt because you said you and Mel still cool. You and Mel is not still cool like that, because as soon as she walked in, she was gonna walk clean past your motherfucking ass. Mel don't fuck with you like that, and you know that. And you know that, exactly. So then Mel go over there, she hugged Trish. They seem like they in a little good space. Who did she? I think she just hugged Trish. Yeah. She just hugged Trish. We didn't see, you know, the greeting or the interaction between her and Destiny or her and Kimmi. So I wonder, did she speak to them, hug them, or whatever? We should have seen that. Girl, anyway, so Mel, Mel is over there by the damn food or whatever, eating. No, you know Mel gonna eat in these motherfucking scenes. Girl, and Trish comes over. Well, her and Trish talking, and Trish is like, well, yeah, girl, you know I signed my divorce papers the other day. Another awkward bitch. Who the fuck asked you that? You know I signed my divorce papers the other day. Mel like, so I know you're not gonna tell him her. She was like, I was thinking about it. Mel like, no, messy bitch. Don't, this is your kid stuff. Why would you even bring some shit up like that at your kid stuff? Marques and Trish are cut from the same cloth. They are one and the same. I agree with Mel, because just like he came in being a messy little shade assassin, this bitch was too. Then she gonna tell Mel, yeah, he always, what she say? I don't know. She said, he always coming up, she said, but always begging for money to get around. First of all, Mel don't even fuck with you, bitch. This is the type of bitch Trish is. Mel don't even fuck with you, bitch. And you telling his business to her. Oh, we got a divorce. Oh, he ain't got no money. And you could tell Mel was just sucking it all in. Like, I just came over to this bitch house and she dogging her ex-husband out, and I ain't even met this man before. So then Marques comes over. I wondered, did Marques hear Trish saying that she had to give him some money and that's why he walked over? When I tell you, Mel said she know Marques because he's friends with her PR person. So I'm assuming that's why we saw Marques at Mel. I forgot what event it was, but he was at one of Mel's events. So I'm assuming that's how Marques got to that event. So Mel like, yeah, hey, you know, we haven't met. It's nice to meet you and shit. Marques like, yeah, and I know your ex-husband. You know her ex-husband too, don't you, Trish? I was like, why would you come over and start this shit out like that? Like, ooh, Marques, you a mess too, child. Anyway, so Mel like, Mel was like, slow your roll. You know what I'm saying? Roll, bitch. We just met. Don't come over here with that bullshit. Don't come over here throwing shade. Mind you, Mel could have got shady with Marques, but she was choosing to, you know, take the high road and shit. So then He started asking Mel, like, yeah, so how you deal with co-parenting and dealing with people who triggers you and stuff like that. So Mel, like, if you know they your trigger, you need to get away from it, so and so and so and so on. And then Trish was like, nah, because I don't say things. What did she say? I don't say things out loud. She was like, I speak in silence. Mel was like, bitch, you're speaking out loud now. So Trish was sitting there stuck on stupid. They didn't show that Trish said anything, but I'm with Mel. You don't move in silence, but because before I even met this dude, Marques, you was just telling me that you had to give him some money and he was a broke ass nigga. Like, bitch, I'm glad Mel called her out in that instance because you're a fake ass bitch too. You and Marques are one and the same. Both of y'all some fake ass motherfuckers and was doing some fugazi shit right here. Anyway, they started going back and forth, and Marques was like, is you triggered? And Trish like, don't ask me if I'm triggered, because don't start with me, don't start with me. Could you imagine living in their house? Could you imagine Trish and Marques getting into it all of them years in the house? He's so awkward and she awkward. Like, how did y'all two awkward people? No wonder the communication is off. Because both of y'all are a little, you know what I'm saying? It's not clicking. I don't know. So Mel was cracking up, just eating it up and shit. She said, oh, do y'all have some type of sexual tension? And he was like, no. Because she was talking about having built up resentment against him. And I feel like that's the reason why she lets Ken do the things he does on Facebook and shit, because she has so much resentment towards him. Mind you, when she was talking to Ken earlier, or who was she talking to? She said that she didn't necessarily like how nice Ken is to Marques. Trish is the problem. Trish is the problem here. Marques and Trish are truly the problem. The only thing is Marques is more entertaining. If I had to choose, I'm trying to tell y'all, I would take Marques. He's moving back to Huntsville. Let him start dating. Let him go see a therapist. Let us see him trying to get back in the good graces of his daughter, because I feel like he got a good relationship with his son. So that's what I want to see. I don't want to see Ken rockhead ass with his big ass friend on a big ass podcast and the 3 blind mice at the bar. I don't give a fuck about Trisha with her clenched teeth and her gladiator sister act ass outfits she be having on. I don't want to see that shit. Give me Mel, give me Marques. Give me Mel, give me Marques. Keep the Fletchers and their family. I don't want to see Lance no more if he ain't gonna talk. If you're not gonna tell us about your wife and your issues, we don't want to know. We don't want to know. This is Carlos King's sad attempt to try to give Destiny a storyline, because she ran out of the Sunny storyline and Mel ain't checking for her. So to me, they just threw Lance in there to look like she had somebody. I'm sorry. Anyway. Also, I do have something negative to say about Destiny today. You don't have a storyline and they use Lance. And Lance, bitch, if you're not going to tell us whether or not what your situation is with the baby mama and shit, what are we talking about? Why are you here, Shorty Doo-Wop? Anyway, so then, okay, back to the barbecue. So then Ken gets up and says his speech, child. I just want to say thank you to everybody and the kids' parents, me and Trish, and everybody else who's taking care of their kids and shit. This was so unnecessary. However, if he heard Marques shading him earlier, then this might have been his get back. Or did he say this shit first and that was Marques' get back? You really don't know with this reality TV shit. The moral of the story is, Ken, you was fucking out of line talking about I'm a young father. Ho, you're not a father. What are we talking about, bitch? You're not a father. And it's probably his dumbass friends putting that shit in his head talking about you gonna have to cut it off. You can't do shit. At the end of the day, nothing is going to change the fact that Marques is them kids' daddies. I'm sorry. And he needs to take a note from the whole Bell Collective situation with Selena trying to take care of them girls and thinking they gonna have loyalty towards her. Them kids gonna always love their real parents above all. They always gonna do it. And Ken, while you trying to take control of his kids, Marques is like, bitch, is you mad because you can't have no kids? Is that the tea, Ken? Have you popped so many steroids and energy juice drinks that you cannot produce no kids no more, and that's why you latching on to other people's kids? No, because I told y'all, Ken said, I think on the interview with Millichan, he said that he ain't want no kids. What type of weirdo shit is that? You latching on to these other people's kids, talking about some I'm a young father, and you don't even want kids of your own. I don't know. Anyway, so while he was doing his little speech trying to embarrass Marques scoots up to the damn stage because the kids was there too. Y'all was acting a fool in front of the kids. And Trish really wanted to set it off and tell him about the divorce papers. Anyway, Marques scoot over and like, I'm the father. So you can see the people smirking and shit. Like, y'all making a spectacle at these kids' events. I don't know. So tell me who was worse, y'all. Who was the worst person at this kid's barbecue? Was it Ken with his diabolical speech? Was it Trish talking about she was triggered, talking shit about Marques before he even walked up, throwing him under the bus and shit? Or was it the shade assassin? Marques, girl, talking about Martell. Oh, you know him, Trish. Talk about our wives and shit. I don't know. So the episode was good to me. I really fucked with it. On the next episode, Mel gonna confront Maurice about his DUI, and I'm glad she is. And he gonna say, tell me, do you know what happened that night? All Mel can say is, no, I just know that you got a mugshot, bitch. That's what I do know. Exactly. Since we dealing in facts, Attorney Scott. Anyway. What else they gonna talk about? Ken and Marques gonna continue to, they little everlasting beef. And then we gonna see Tisha fake ass with Kimmi and her Jerry curl juice, her Jerry curl juice hairstyle, talking about Tisha gonna go back and tell her what Mel said about him having lipstick on his lips on a mugshot or whatever. And Kimmi talking about some no, because you're not trying to be my real friend, and her whole plight in life is to try to figure out who all cheating. Maybe her whole plight in life is for y'all hoes to be real. For you to keep it real for once. Because y'all always want to highlight what the fuck going on with her. And like she said, y'all been in my business for about 5 or 6 years. Ho, now is your time to shine. Now it's your turn to shine, bitch. And guess what? If Ariana cousin go on Tasha K, I hope somebody come out and expose Maurice, bitch. You just mad because now we talking about why he was getting arrested at 10 or 11 o'clock and why he ain't leave the club with you and why he wasn't at home all night, bitch. So now you her whole plight in life. Don't try to deflect from the fact that bald head bitch is always out here in these streets. And he got a DUI and he might be cheating on you. Anyway, Kimmi fake. Kimmi fake. Tisha still fake as a motherfucker because y'all seen how she acted in that scene when Mel was coming to the bar to see them. Marsau lied like the bald head bitch he is because, bitch, you ain't saying Mel be trying to have a sexual relationship with me. No, you said Mel was the fellatio queen or some shit like that, and I'm putting it nicely. So the Scotts didn't stand on business. Teabaggers, Scott-a-lots, don't come in my comments talking that shit tonight. I'm in a good mood. We can talk about it. But the Scott-a-lots, y'all took a L. Teabaggers, y'all took a L. And tell me who was the worst at that damn barbecue, child. Give us more of Marques. He awkward and he funny, and I like to see him. He better than looking at Ken. Exactly. Anyway, y'all, make sure y'all comment, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all subscribe. We'll talk a little bit more tomorrow. I still owe y'all all the Queens Men. If y'all ain't watch all the Queens Men on BET Plus, we gonna talk about Madame and what happened on this episode. So make sure y'all subscribe, make sure y'all like, make sure y'all comment, and tell me what y'all thought about the episode. Good night, friend.